Não é tempo técnico, mas é intervalo aqui no podcast. Já imaginou se seu time tivesse um seguro para não perder nunca? Pois é, isso não existe. Mas com a Zurich Seguros, quem não perde nunca é você. Na Zurich Seguros, os planos se adequam às suas necessidades em qualquer momento da sua vida. Seja seguro de auto, residência, vida e muito mais. Diferente de alguns times, na Zurich Seguros você pode confiar. Para saber mais, acesse zurich.com.br ou consulte seu corretor.
Sair da escola já com uma formação profissional no currículo? Parece bom demais pra ser verdade, né? Pois é. No ensino técnico do Senac, isso é possível. É ensino médio junto com formação técnica, que acontece durante os 3 anos. Lá, eles usam metodologia para projetos, desenvolvendo competências como resolução de problemas, pensamento crítico e colaboração, além de valores éticos e sustentáveis. Quer saber? Senac. Acesse sp.senac.br/ensino médio e saiba mais.
Enquanto você escuta seu podcast favorito, que tal dar uma olhada nos looks da Riachuelo para as festas de fim de ano? Brilhos, transparências, vestidos, conjuntos, temos tudo para todos os eventos. Aqui, toda festa começa com look.
Welcome to the Eagles Checkdown, the fastest 10 minutes or less Eagles podcast there is, covering news, notes, and opinions from your Philadelphia Eagles right here on the Eagles Pinpool Podcast Network. I'm your host, Phil Stiefel. You can find me on all social media platforms at Bearded Knowledge, and of course, hosting Trending in the AM Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 9:30 on the STT Sports Network, which is linked below. STT standing for Setting the Trends for what sports talk should be. And guys, the Eagles are hiding something. That's what we're going to start today's episode off with. They're hiding something, supposedly. According to Emmanuel Acho, I don't even know how to say his name because honestly, I can't stand his takes. But from FS1, I'm not one to normally call people out, especially on a show like this, especially in a short format like this. But my man, Emmanuel Acho, former football player, host, philanthropist, whatever you want to call him, on Wednesday on his show, said the Philadelphia Eagles are hiding something. And when his panelists laughed at him, he basically said, well, why else would they only allow Jalen Hurts to throw 19 times in a football game? Newsflash, Emmanuel, the Eagles have the number one rush offense in football. They are averaging almost 190 rushing yards a game. They have a running back that's about to break a 30-year record, over 30-year-old record for most rushing yards in a season. I guess we don't care about the fact that Jalen Hurts in the last 3 years is winning at almost an 80% clip, 35-9, 795. I guess it doesn't matter that he's averaging 4th in the league of yards per attempt. I guess it doesn't matter that Lamar Jackson, in his fantastic MVP campaign last year, he was only 15th in the league in total passing yards, 16th in yards per game, 17th in attempts. So just because Jalen Hurts isn't throwing the football at 35 times a game, according to Emmanuel Acho, it means they're hiding something. And I think it's one of the, there's a lot of bad Eagles takes concerning Jalen Hurts still, even at 10-2 this year, only because he doesn't put up big flashing numbers. What do the analysts in the media around the league expect? Do they want 490 yards plus whatever it was Jameis Winston threw this past weekend? But guess what? Newsflash, he lost. It doesn't matter what the yardage says. It doesn't matter what the stats say. What matters is winning. And with Jalen Hurts as the quarterback, the Eagles win on a regular basis. You know what? Yeah, the attempts might not be that high, but he's 7th in the league in completion percentage. He's 6th in yards per attempt. He's doing everything efficiently, more efficiently than anybody else in the NFL right now. So all that matters is the winning. That is all that matters. When did we get away from winning is all that matters? I just had to start this show off doing that. Some injury notes. The Eagles did host a walkthrough on Wednesday, first of the week. Reed Blankenship, Sidney Brown, Britton Covey, and Dallas Goedert all did not participate. Reed Blankenship was on the sideline, so maybe there's a scenario where maybe he trends towards clearing concussion protocol. Does not seem likely. Dallas Goedert does not seem likely to play for at least a week or two. We'll get into roster moves that were made, more roster moves that were made in a moment. Saquon Barkley, Mekhi Becton, and Jalen Carter and Josh Sweat all didn't practice because of rest. Darius Slay did practice limitly, so that means he's trending in a positive way from his concussion. Johnny Wilson practiced in a limited fashion. Devontae Smith was a full participant in practice, pretty much assuring that Devontae Smith will be good to go Sunday against the Carolina Panthers. Roster move, CJ Uzomah was signed to the active roster. We talked about it earlier in the week. They were going to have to bring either him or EJ up to the active roster. They already brought Paris Campbell back to the practice squad to fill that spot. So his little very, very, very brief time away from the Eagles ended with less than 24 hours gone. Classic Howie Roseman right there. Brandon Graham did have his surgery Tuesday morning, and they did say on Wednesday they expected about a 4 to 6 month recovery. Not that he has said that he will come back or not, or pull back from his retirement claims, but it was a success, they claimed. And like I said, about 4 to 6 weeks. Other news and notes, Brandon Mann was named NFC Special Teams Player of the Week. He had 5 punts inside the 20 on Sunday against the Ravens. He is the first Eagles punter to get this award since Donnie Jones did. Donnie Jones, there's a name from the past, in 2013. So that was those notes right there. All right, so we're getting really close here. It's Thursday, which means we're only one day away from final preview and predictions for the Carolina Panthers game on Sunday. So who are the Carolina Panthers? Well, they're a 3-9 team that is pretty dreadful. They're the 31st ranked defense, the 30th ranked offense. The only thing outside the bottom 5 in the league is their rush offense is averaging 105 yards a game. Chuba Hubbard has over 900 yards this year, almost a 5-yard per carry, 7 touchdowns. He did get a big contract earlier in the year. He is their one lone weapon on this team. They do have the 24th ranked pass defense, so I guess there is that. But there's 2 things I want to talk about. They're only averaging 18.1 points per game, the Carolina Panthers. But, and they are 3-9. But, they are 2-2 in their last 4 games. So they were 1-7. Now they're 3-9. Since Bryce Young has reclaimed the starting role as the quarterback of this team, they're starting to play pretty well. They're 2-2. They won 2 games. They lost 2, but they were really close to beating the Kansas City Chiefs. They almost won last week as well. They have scored 93 points in their last 4 games. So a little bit better than their season average. So I'm not trying to say that they're a dangerous team, but the Carolina Panthers are trending in the right direction as a young team that's trying to grow. So if the Eagles do not go into Sunday fully focused, fully concentrating on the task at hand, this can be one of these games that should be a blowout, but could turn into a close, hard-fought battle. You know, I believe it was 30-27, the game against the Kansas City Chiefs 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 30-27. It was very close. Very close. They pushed the Chiefs in that game last week against the Bucs, who beat us. That was only 26-23. So this team is playing better football than we realized. That little break Bryce Young had as the starting quarterback maybe did him some good. So the Eagles better be ready to go this week. Chuba Hubbard's a guy that can run and gash a defense if you do not, play strong, disciplined run defense, which, Vic Fangio in this defense, I wouldn't expect them to have any lapses, but it is something there to keep an eye on. I think they're my news and notes, but again, I really wanted to zone in today and call out Emmanuel Acho. Again, I'm going to say his name wrong every single time just to make a statement, because when you make a statement like the Eagles are hiding something because they only let Jalen Hurts throw the ball 19 times last week, you don't even deserve to have your name pronounced correctly. That's just my opinion right there, because, it doesn't matter that we have the greatest running attack in the history of the world. No, because we're not throwing the football. There's a problem there with the Philadelphia Eagles. When did we get away from just winning is all that matters? Seriously, guys. Jalen Hurts, it's time for people to accept he's pretty good at his game. One final note. I love this report all the time. This comes out every year. 110 NFL players were polled on a bunch of different things. Voted the most annoying player in the NFL was none other than Eagles safety Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Fourth on that list was Brandon Graham as well. It's a good thing and a bad thing to be the most annoying because it means you're getting under their skins as well. Just a little side note there to close out this show because this is the Eagles Checkdown right here on the Eagles Pinball Podcast Network. Please, guys, check the link I have down below. Copy and paste it. It's my YouTube channel, the STT Sports Network. You can copy and paste it, subscribe to the channel, and check out Trending in the AM, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 9:30. 90 minutes of your opinions actually mattering in all things Philadelphia sports. Guys, this is the Eagles Checkdown, the Pinball Podcast Network. Go Birds, and bubbles up to y'all.